What if the problem was never your talent? What if it was never your intelligence? What if it was never the lack of opportunity? What if the real battle, the one that decides everything, has always been happening inside your mind right now, as you're listening, as you're breathing? Because the truth is uncomfortable, and most people spend their entire lives running from it. You don't lose in life because you're weak. You lose because your mind was never trained for the long game. Pause. Nobody taught you how to think when motivation disappears. Nobody taught you how to stand firm when results are invisible. Nobody taught you how to keep moving when your emotions beg you to quit. And that's why this matters. Because long-term success isn't built by hype. It's built by a mind that refuses to collapse under pressure. Let me ask you something. Be honest with yourself. How many times have you started strong, full of fire, full of confidence, only to slowly fade when things got quiet? You didn't fail loudly. You didn't crash. You just drifted. Missed one day, then two, then a week, then suddenly months are gone, and you tell yourself a story. I'll start again when I feel ready, when life calms down, when I'm more motivated. But deep down, you know, that voice isn't wisdom. It's fear wearing a reasonable mask. And here's the painful truth most people never say out loud. Your future isn't destroyed by one bad decision. It's destroyed by 1,000 moments of mental weakness you never corrected. Pause. Long-term success doesn't care about how you feel today. It doesn't care if you're inspired. It doesn't care if you're tired. It only responds to one thing: who you show up as consistently. And that identity is trained. Let's talk about pain for a moment. Not dramatic pain, not movie pain, the quiet kind, the pain of knowing you're capable of more, but living beneath it. The pain of watching time move forward while you stay the same. The pain of scrolling through other people's wins and wondering why you can't seem to finish what you start. That pain doesn't come from failure. It comes from self-betrayal, from the nights you promised yourself tomorrow and then chose comfort instead. From the mornings you hit snooze, not just on your alarm, but on your potential. And listen closely. Your mind remembers every time you quit, every excuse, every delay, every rationalization. That's why it's harder to believe in yourself now than it used to be. Confidence isn't lost overnight. It erodes, and rebuilding it doesn't start with motivation. It starts with discipline. But before we go there, let me tell you a story. Not about someone famous, not about someone special, just someone ordinary. Someone who woke up every day feeling behind, someone who had big dreams and even bigger doubts. They worked a job that drained them. They told themselves they'd work on their goals at night. But night came and exhaustion won. Days turned into years. And one evening, sitting alone, they realized something terrifying. They weren't afraid of failing anymore. They were afraid of trying again, because trying meant facing the truth that maybe the problem wasn't the world. Maybe it was how they handled discomfort. That moment hurt. But it was honest. And honesty is the beginning of transformation, because here's what they understood. Success doesn't require a perfect life. It requires a trained mind, a mind that can sit with discomfort without escaping, a mind that can delay pleasure, a mind that can stay loyal to a vision when no one is watching. They didn't change overnight, no dramatic montage. They changed quietly. They started doing things they didn't feel like doing on days that didn't feel special. No applause, no validation, just repetition. And slowly, their identity shifted. Not because they felt different, but because they acted different. That's the secret most people miss. You don't think your way into a new life. You act your way into a new identity. Pause. Motivation is emotional. Discipline is structural. Motivation rises and falls. Discipline stays when motivation disappears. And long-term success demands discipline. Not the loud kind, the boring kind. The kind that shows up when the results are invisible. The kind that works when nobody's clapping. The kind that keeps promises even when your emotions revolt. Here's where most people get it wrong. They wait to feel ready. But readiness is a feeling. And feelings are unreliable. Discipline doesn't ask how you feel. It asks what must be done. Do it when you're tired. Do it when you're bored. Do it when your mind says skip today. Show up when it's inconvenient. Show up when it's lonely. Show up when progress feels slow. Because every time you do, you train your mind to trust you again. And trust is everything. Your mind doesn't believe words. It believes patterns. Say you're committed all you want. If your actions don't match, your mind won't follow you. That's why long-term success starts with small, non-negotiable standards. Not massive goals, standards. I do this whether I feel like it or not. I show up even when it's ugly. I keep going even when it's boring. Pause. Let's have a wake-up call. No comfort. No soft edges. If you keep living the way you are now, nothing changes. Same habits, same excuses, same regret, just older. Time will not slow down for you. Opportunity will not wait until you're confident. And nobody is coming to save you. That's not pessimism, that's power. Because once you accept that, you stop waiting. You stop negotiating with weakness. You realize something critical. Every excuse you tolerate becomes a prison. I'm tired. So is everyone building something meaningful. I don't have time. You have the same 24 hours as the person you admire. I'll start when things calm down. They never will. Life doesn't get easier. You get stronger, but only if you train. So let's talk about training your mind, practically. First, stop making promises you don't keep. Your mind is listening. If you say you'll do something, do it, even if it's small, especially if it's small. Second, design your environment to support discipline. Willpower is weak. Systems are strong. Remove distractions. Lower friction. Make the right choice easier than the wrong one. Third, learn to sit with discomfort without escaping. Don't reach for your phone. Don't numb yourself. Let the urge pass. That's mental strength. Fourth, track your actions, not your emotions. Success isn't about feeling good. It's about doing what matters repeatedly. Fifth, keep your vision quiet. Not everyone needs to know your plan. Protect it. Silence builds power. Pause. Now listen carefully. Long-term success doesn't come from intensity. It comes from endurance. Anyone can sprint. Few can stay. And the ones who stay win. They don't feel special. They feel committed. They don't rely on motivation. They rely on structure. They don't avoid pain. They use it because pain is a teacher if you let it be. Pain says, change. Discomfort says, grow. And when you stop running from those signals, you evolve. This is the moment, not tomorrow, not next week. Right now, decide who you are becoming. Decide what you tolerate. Decide what standards you live by. Because every disciplined action today is a vote for the future you. And one day, you'll look back at this moment and realize this was when everything changed. Not because life got easier, but because your mind got stronger. Train it, protect it, respect it, and long-term success will follow, always.